Hey, single ladies. I'm Shana Schutte, dating and relationship coach for Single Over 30, and I am so glad to be able to come and talk with you again today. So one of the things that women tell me sometimes is that they are not attracted to anyone, and they're frustrated by this because they want a relationship, but they don't know why there's just not anyone that comes along that they might be interested in. So I want to give you a few reasons that this happens and some things that you can do about it. So the first thing is that you might be leading with something that's not working to move you towards a relationship. So some of those things that people lead with, or that women can lead with, even guys, that don't help in getting that relationship, that make them feel like they're not attracted, are 1, a list, 2, a feeling, 3, a type, and 4, an outcome. So let me just go over these for just a second. So the first one is a list. So this means that when you go out on a date or when you meet somebody, what happens is that you have a list in your mind, and on the date you're checking it off in your mind and seeing if this person is the one, right? Because in your mind you're looking for someone to marry, and so you have this list. The second thing is a feeling. So our culture, and I've often talked about this before, that our culture dupes us, because it dupes us into thinking that we have to know. We hear things like, well, when you meet the one, you will just know it, right? Or we see movies and people immediately connect and there's fireworks. As I coached one woman this week, she talked about it being like all sparklies and unicorns and magic, right? We hear things like this in the movies, and we're expecting a feeling. The second thing is a type, or the third thing is a type. So if you go on a date and you have a type of man, as far as looks wise, that you think that is right for you, it can hold you back from finding someone that you could be attracted to. And I'm going to explain a little bit more about that in just a second. And the fourth one is an outcome, which kind of goes along with the feeling. But sometimes when we go out on a date, we're thinking, I am interested in finding someone to marry. And so we're assessing through this list, this feeling, this type, that is this going to lead to something, a particular outcome. And all of these things put a lot of pressure when we first meet somebody, and it can cause us to have our emotions shut down, right? It forfeits or short circuits, I guess, so to speak, the kind of organicness that needs to happen for a relationship, a good and healthy relationship to happen. So when we do all these things, it really causes problems. So here's something really, really important that you need to know. Everything that you need in a relationship to have a healthy, happy relationship in which you feel respected and you trust the other person, you have shared values, you like each other, all that kind of stuff, you can't assess in 2 minutes, 3 minutes, 4 minutes through a list, a feeling, a type, or thinking in your head, is this going to lead to a particular outcome, right? Those kinds of things that you need to know, those things take time. Is this person trustworthy? Are they someone who's going to hold me when I cry? Are they going to be a good friend to me? All those kinds of things you cannot tell in the first few minutes. Okay, now someone might be saying, but don't you have to be attracted? Absolutely, you have to be attracted to someone, but attraction happens on all different kinds of levels. I've said this before, if you've listened to any of my vlogs, that it happens on an emotional level, on a spiritual level, on an intellectual level. There are all different levels, and a physical level that it happens on. But the problem is that we've been taught to lead with the physicality and a type, right, and our list and all that kind of stuff, and that causes problems. Because if you lined up 50 women who've gotten married, a lot of them would tell you that maybe they were on different levels, like he was really interested, she wasn't, then they both kind of developed stronger feelings for each other until they came together and they got married. One person may be attracted, the other one not so much, right? So, and I'm not talking about that you don't have to be attracted. So again, I'm not saying that. But again, I've talked about the man that you should marry. It's not the yuck guy on the end where you're like, ugh, I don't like your personality, I can't imagine being with you. And it's not necessarily the guy over here you're like, wow, I think you're really hot and I really like you immediately. It's the guy in the middle who makes you feel safe, who you like, who you enjoy his company, and you're like, yeah, I think you're attractive. But when you find someone that you're really interested in, as far as their personality, you love being together, all that kind of stuff, all the other things that we initially lead with fall to the wayside and they don't matter as much, right? When you really, really like somebody. The other thing is that sometimes we have these things like the list, the feeling, the type, attached to the outcome immediately because we're operating from some mode of self-protection. So we're using those things in order to protect ourselves from getting hurt. The problem is that those things shut us down. Again, if we can kind of just let go of the outcome and just sort of relax and look at dating and relationships from a long-term perspective, it will really help us. Sometimes women will tell me, well, men are attracted to me, I'm not attracted to them. Again, that can be self-protection because if someone moves towards me and I, decide I'm not attracted to them, that could be an avoidant thing that we're using in order to protect ourselves. Because then, if they move towards me and I'm not interested in them, that means I'm in control, right? But if somebody moves towards me and I kind of let myself feel something, that means I'm no longer in control because I have to respond, right? So it can be self-protection, why we're not attracted to somebody. It could also be because we're just not dating enough, right? That we're just not getting out there enough. Maybe we've gone out on 2, 3, 4 dates and there's not anyone that we like. But I would say that over the long haul, if you're, older, over 30, 40, 50, 60, and you're saying there's no one I'm attracted to, and you're going out with people, with guys, I'd look into some of these things and ask yourself some questions. Is there something going on inside of me that's causing this to happen? Am I leading with a list, a feeling, a type, being attached to an outcome right away because I don't want to get hurt? Am I being self-protective, right? So I hope this has been helpful. I also want to invite you, if you have questions, like you want 2021 to be different and you want to date with purpose and intentionality, I want to invite you to join one of my coaching clubs. So I have Smart Single Women Club or Smart Single Christian Women Club, and these are group coaching programs. You can put in as much or as little time as you want. I meet with my ladies 2 times a month. It's awesome. We have group coaching sessions where you can come and you can ask your questions live about anything that's going on in your dating and relationship life. There's no questions that are off limit. You can email them to me and I will answer them live in the class if you cannot attend. Or you can just show up live and spontaneously ask them. But you get access to the recordings that are inside of these clubs. And every month I have bonuses. I've given away t-shirts and books and classes and all kinds of things. Plus you get access to a private Facebook community where you get support from other women who are inside of the club. And, sometimes I've heard people say, well, I can't get dating coaching or relationship coaching because it's too expensive. I look back on my dating and relationship life and I think about the times when I had questions. Like if I could have had a question answered and I could have gone this way or that way, if I could have had a particular question answered, it would have completely changed the trajectory of my relationship life. And it would have been worth some money, right? But I want to tell you, this is not expensive. It's not $500, $400, $300, $200. It's just $27 a month. There's no contract. You go ahead and sign up, get access to the recordings and some bonuses and things that are in there. And so anyway, I just want to invite you to do that. Go ahead and click the link either for Smart Single Women Club or Smart Single Christian Women Club and get started with coaching today. And if I could get some questions answered, man, it could have changed the trajectory of my relationship life and really saved me a lot of heartache. I hope to see you in one of my clubs. All right, talk soon. Bye-bye.